Hey everyone, welcome to Martial Skill. I'm Sean. Today we're going to be working on the double raised hooks technique from the 7 Stars Praying Mantis system. So double raised hooks is one of these techniques that you see a lot in forums, and you've probably seen this before, and it got a bad reputation in some films. You see people doing this as kind of a thing that some people think it's silly and it doesn't have any real application. It definitely does. And the practical technique and the practical application of this technique is simply for somebody grabbing in. So for example, if someone's grabbing in at your throat, right, or they're grabbing in a schoolyard sort of thing, or if somebody's grabbing onto your shirt, you should be able to do this. So it's really as simple as splitting. Okay, so what you're doing is you're not going like this, but in the hooks are not even necessarily important. Okay, you'll see it that way in form. The important thing is that I simply raise my hands as he's reaching in. I cannot apply this technique if he's already got me. That's not going to work, especially if he's grabbing on. Too late. Okay, so this is definitely an intercepting technique. I'm intercepting him as he comes through. The reason that this is important, crossing through the center, is because you want to make sure you've got both those hands. So this is a collection. You're collecting the hands. So as he reaches in, and I collect. So if you do it at speed, okay, I'm trying to get him at there you go, right? So even if I barely get him, it's better than, now he may, if I mess up and he grabs onto something, I've got a different ballgame going here. But I'm not going to stay here. I've got other things I'm going to do. But that's A of the technique, okay? Double raise hooks. The other way you'll see this, and I did this before when I showed it to you in the beginning of the clip with my leg coming up, there's a lot of things you can do here. So for example, I can drive my knee, right? I can throw a groin kick here. I can stomp the knee. To the stomach, whatever. And there's some sort of a kick or driving the knee here, okay? So that would be the first thing, and this would be the first instinct that you have if somebody's grabbing into you is double raised hooks, okay? So somebody's grabbing in, boom, one. This is beautiful. Now this actually goes into a chain style that we have in our system, which is driving through at the same time I've done this. I'm going to drive through and hook behind the head. So now I'm going to hook behind the head, but I'm not just going to hook him behind the head. I'm going to drive through with my forearm through his jaw, turning his head like this. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. So it goes whack like this. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm stepping inside him and I'm going to throw to the ground. Okay? And driving this knee down on top of his head, that's an extra bonus. So the whole technique, and this will work if he's faced, it'll work better if he's this way. Because my throw is going to be, if I go 1, 2, here, it's a lot easier for me to hit throw him. Truthfully though, if I've got him here, and I've still got him here by the way too, where I've hooked him, I haven't let go of this. Driving him down, that's going to work either way. It works a little better if you have him to the outside. Okay? So the whole technique that he comes in is 1, 2, 3. And here, I want to use my Mantis stance to drive down. I'm still centered over my weight here. I'm going to use this knee, and I'm in a Tang Lang stance here, a Mantis stance, and I'm also going to drive this knee down on his head, because I don't want to let him move around here, so bringing him down and finishing the job. I can go into a wrist lock here. I can strike, whatever you want to do. Okay, so again, slowly, it goes 1, or to the groin, or to the knee, whatever you want to do there. Stepping forward as I disrupt here, through, as hard as I can, hard shot to turn the head, disrupt his motion, immediately back hooking, bringing my elbow in to have leverage, still keeping this hook, driving down, whatever you're going to do from there. One up. Okay, so Pat, you demonstrate now. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, nice, 3. And there it is, yeah. And your finish, that's not part of the technique, but we definitely recommend that you don't let your opponent start responding to things. Now the other thing is, as you're practicing this technique, you notice that if I move around here, as you're doing this, I've got him in a pretty bad situation. Switch your feet so I can show this is the classic version of it, right? As I'm bringing him down, watch out when you're practicing with somebody, because the back of his head is what's going to lead here into the ground. So like I have a nice little metal plate right here on the ground. Not a good thing for him. And so as you're practicing with somebody, make sure you've got some sort of protected surface, or because the back of their head is what's going to hit the ground. So other applications of double raise hooks. So I showed you one that was specific to a chain style in our system that happens, again, the most important thing that happens is that you're intercepting and deflecting the incoming attack. But what you do after that is totally up to you. So for example, if Pat attacks in, I can also attack myself. One of the things that happens that's beautiful about this technique is I'm drawing him in towards me. Okay, I'm not pushing him back. I'm bringing him in, but without allowing him to grab me. Okay, well, that means that I can attack really hard here, or here, with what we call Sern Daijan. Okay, or double attack with palming attacks to the either to the center or to the jaw, whatever you might want to do there. So this would be quick though. So it would go 1, 2, boom. Okay, so he draws in 1, 2. Okay, or in a less kind way to the jaw. Pat doesn't want me to do that to him. But so this is one motion. So again, you're not going stop. You're going. You want him to come in. The harder he's coming in, the harder I'm hitting. It's like a collision of 30-mile-an-hour cars going opposite directions. It's the equivalent of a 60-mile-an-hour crash into a wall. So same concept happening here. Double raise hooks, it's pretty straightforward. It's a great technique. Remember, it is an intercepting technique. Don't try to use this if somebody has already got you. It's not going to work. We'll show you how to deal with that in a different video. Thanks everyone.